is the Big O Show. This 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 is the Big O Show.
There's just one place where you can drive the new 2025 Acura RDX for only $399 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
There's just one place where you can drive the new 2025 Acura Integra for only $289 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield Home Security System guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
We're celebrating a new year with new savings at Toyota of Hollywood, the official #1 volume Toyota dealer. Save big on a 24 Corolla, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. We're bringing you deals that strike fast and hard at the #1 volume Toyota dealer, Toyota of Hollywood, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
There's just one place where you can take $10,000 off the 2025 Acura MDX. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
There's just one place where you can drive a new Acura ZDX for only $239 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us #1.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Good morning, boys and girls. Yes, sir. Welcome aboard. Yeah, baby. It is a Monday. Hope you're doing well. Hope you took advantage of an amazing dip. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. I don't know. It's kind of like one of those things. People are a little concerned, and then some of us are like, thanks, Trump. It's, although it is probably scaring a lot of people. So it is what it is. We'll see if we get through it. I'm sure we will. We'll be fine. Anyway, I got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. We got Ira Winderman joining us at 10:30 because stuff is going on in the NBA. Not here, but it's going on everywhere else. So we'll talk about that with Ira as Luka Doncic ends up in Los Angeles, which is just something I never figured out. That was just a weird ass deal, but it's, and I'll talk to Ira about this and we'll go over it because it's kind of funny. Life has a way of repeating itself many times over. It's Hot Plate Williams eating his way out of the league. It's Calvin Jackson, corner for the Miami Dolphins, out of Auburn, I believe, that Shula drafted him. I want to say like the 5th round or something like that was Calvin Jackson. And he ate his way out of corner, ended up in safety, right? Wasn't it Jackson and Walker? Didn't they end up as safeties? And so Shaquille O'Neal. It's funny that Luka Doncic is now, the Lakers are now the recipients of a player who refused to take care of himself and constantly is fat and out of shape. And really, as great as he is, he could be even better. Well, Shaquille O'Neal ballooned to 400 pounds. Kobe Bryant ripped him publicly, called him lazy and fat and wasn't trying, which Shaquille O'Neal was guilty of all of that. And the Miami Heat got Shaquille O'Neal because Shaquille O'Neal was a fat, lazy slob with the Lakers. And so he got traded here and he lost the weight for 2 years. And then that's it. And then after that, he went back to his fat, lazy ways and just continued floating around the league and all those kind of things. So we have watched players in the past, and there's others. I can think of many others in different sports that just kind of ate their way out of a position, a league, a team, a situation. And this is not the first time. And so the Dallas Mavericks, they were like, well, wait a minute, dude, this guy's up for a max. His fat ass never takes care of himself. He's overweight, all that kind of stuff. What are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm a fat guy, so I know what it's like. I've been dealing with, being fat for a long time. It's not easy. I get it, but I'm not an athlete. You know what I mean? I'm a radio guy. Well, now I'm a YouTube live guy now, but it's just one of those deals. I get it, man. It's not an easy thing. I'm in the middle of another weight battle where I've lost 40 pounds, a little more than 40 now, but I've kept it off, which is a good thing. Still have like 30 more to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's not an easy thing. I understand, dude. Being fat is a challenge. Lots of you have to deal with it, but they have different motivations than you and I. They got a lot of money that they can make, or their entire careers depend on it. Calvin Jackson could have been a better football player for a longer period of time if he took care of himself. John Williams, we ended up calling him Hot Plate. Would they do that now, Sean? Would they have the balls now to call somebody Hot Plate Williams? Because, dude, they wrote it in articles. Hot Plate Williams. Okay? They wrote it in articles. I just don't see Ira writing Hot Plate Williams nowadays.
No, not Ira, no.
Nobody. What, Barstool? Okay, but I'm like ESPN or
I doubt any legit writers would write any.
Yeah, there's no way they do the whole fat shaming thing. You know, since I'm a fat guy, it's, you know, I can talk about fatness because I deal with it all the time. So us fat people, we can talk about it. You know, it is what it is. So I can relate to it, but this is nothing new in sports. This is what we've seen with many people. John Daly, by the way. John Daly's a guy that's smoking and drinking and fat as hell. And can you imagine if he actually like somewhat took care of himself? Because the guy's a freak of a talent. So what we're watching with Luka, as odd as it is, and by the way, while it's a steal of a deal for the moment for the Lakers. What if Luka continues to be out of shape and break down? Does it become such a great deal for the Lakers? He's played, 20 games this year? Hopefully this is a wake-up call. And he's like, holy shit, dude, Dallas got rid of me. Like, this is a guy that's loved by all the fans. They want him, all that. And you got rid of one of the most beloved players in the history of that franchise because the dude refused to get in shape. And then that puts you at risk to get injured. I mean, how many of you have said to yourselves, wow, dude, can you imagine if Luka Doncic, like, you know, took care of himself? If he actually, like, worked out like we see Bam and Alonzo Mourning, what all the different Heat players over the years that you see, conditioning is important to them. It's crazy, right? We've all said that. If Luka's so amazing, can you imagine if he actually tried to stay in shape? I mean, they were talking he was playing in the 260s. That guy should be in the 230s, probably. In ideal shape, probably 230s. Maybe even high 220s. And he'd be flying around, dude. It's a shame. So this deal, for the moment, it's a great deal for the Lakers. For the moment. Let's see how Luka handles it from here. I hope this becomes a monster wake-up call for him because we need it as fans. I don't care about the Lakers and I don't care about the Mavericks. I only care about the Heat. That's the only team I care about. But as a basketball fan, do you really want to see him eat his way out of the league? No, dude, that's no fun. That guy's a hell of a watch. When we used to say back when I was young, the NBA, that's fantastic. You know, that's who he is. He's fantastic. You need people like that in this league, but he's going to shorten his own career if he doesn't take care of himself. Those are the facts, unfortunately. But it's just like a weird trade. And I know Heat fans are sitting there going, like, what about us? You know? By the way, not to pick on her or anything, looks like a nice person, very good looking girl. What's it called? Is it Ashley Nicole Moss or Ross or something? Is that her name? You know who I'm talking about? Some girl that acts like a basketball insider, Ashley Moss or something. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I don't know her from Adam. I'm sure she's not an insider. I've seen her. She had like a trade that was happening for the Heat like 2 years ago, and it never really happened and all that. So, you know, horse shit stuff. But it's funny. You know what she threw out yesterday? I ran into it on social media. Not that I would follow her, but it came up on my timeline. It said, look out for the Mavs to use AD to send them to the Heat for Butler. Well, how does that make sense that they would send AD to the Heat for Butler? Huh, Sean? Are you laughing? Does that get you like entertained? Like, I don't know, because I know she's been tied to like being like kind of like a Miami insider, and she's got no insight whatsoever.
She's with your favorite publication, CBS Sports. Too.
Yeah, another very accurate place. Hanging around with Jones too. I mean, like that's some stupid shit. Well, look for them to maybe use AD to ship them over to Miami. They have Khalil Ware and Bam. Like, you just throw shit out there and just like hope it sticks. This is why, media is a joke, dude. Media is a joke in general. There's very few people that are actually like the guy we'll have on at 10:30. Legit, doesn't throw stupid shit out there, irresponsible crap just to like grab headlines and, FUD crap. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if they use AD to send him to Miami for Jimmy Butler. So out of all that, the Mavs are going to go from a guy dealing with fatness to another type of malcontent. Really. It's like, and I go, this is what people have to watch. And, it's like, you people need me more than ever. I got to tell you something. Because there's so many people out there lying, deceiving, misleading, and just throwing junk out there. You guys need, you ladies and you men out there desperately need my level-headed approach to all of this. Jesus Christ. Look at them to use AD to get Jimmy Butler. Holy shit. Jay Slim says dips are gifts. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Big O or group, what is the streaming service for the Heat and Panthers? Well, it's Bally for the Heat, not for the Panthers. The Panthers, it's no, it's not Bally's. It's FanDuel. FanDuel, that's it.
Yeah, FanDuel
for the
Sports.
The Heat, you have to go to FanDuel Sports Network. And then what is the Panthers one?
I want to say it's Scripps or Skips or something. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, Scripps. That's it. Scripps. That's the one.
But I believe you can go to their website and get to it easier than the Panthers.
Right. But I can tell you for sure that FanDuel is the one that you want for the Heat. And, of course, the Marlins. I mean, really? By the way, when you go on FanDuel, do they pay you to sign up for the Marlins?
They should.
I know I'm not paying for it. You can just forget about it.
And there's a thing called Panthers Plus for the Panthers also. It's available on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So we got a lot of things to talk about. By the way, the Grammys were amazing yesterday. That was fun. That was absolutely awesome. Steve Miller did something years ago that I don't know if anybody else would ever come up with it until last night. Steve Miller had a hit with a song called Abra, Abra, Cadabra. I want to reach out and grab you. And it was a great song. It's a terrific song. The guitar to it and everything. It's really, really cool. I never thought anybody could do a song again with Abracadabra. Lady Gaga last night. That Abracadabra song, the performance, the video, that was awesome, dude. She is just a next level talent. That is ridiculous. And then the Bruno Mars, Lady Gaga, California Dreamin' duet was fantastic also. I'm a big Bruno fan. Obviously love Gaga. So that was awesome. Absolutely awesome. I enjoyed the weekend's performance. Very red overall. There were times it's like you're singing and the smoke and everybody else. It's like, yo, weekend, I can't see you, bro. But it was a good performance. I enjoyed that. Doechii. I don't really give a shit about the song. The song really didn't do much for me, but her performance was next level, dude. It was choreographed. I mean, massive. And then she strips down to the bikini and everything. The song didn't do much for me, but I was enthralled with the performance. Okay, because you got to give people credit when they put a lot into it, and it was fantastic. I gotta say, I know that I disagree with my man Jay Gelfin there. My man Teddy Swims came out, knocked it out of the park, and I know he wants Faye winning the best artist. Neither one of us won because the girl with the all funky makeup and all that, I forgot her name now, she won. But obviously I would have given it to Teddy Swims because that's my guy, bro. I'm going to go see him at the Hard Rock. By the way, they just announced today Morrissey at the Hard Rock Live Saturday, May 17th. I will be there. Guaranteed I will be there to see Morrissey at Hard Rock. I got to check out his dates and see what other Florida dates he has because I may travel too to go see him. But anyway, so what else did I see last night? And then the best performance of the night. I've seen her in concert. I saw her in concert at what's the name of the place in Miami Beach? Damn it. The Jackie Gleason. It's I forgot. But anyways, I saw Janelle Monáe there. Okay, I like Janelle Monáe. She's really the Fillmore. Thank you. Yes, the Fillmore. I saw her there. And by the way, not only do I like Janelle Monáe, but when I saw her at the Fillmore, she was raunchier than I ever even imagined her to be, actually. Great performer. I actually think she's maybe one of the most beautiful women on the planet. That I would give Monáe that too. But her Michael Jackson performance last night, dude. That's it. The Doechii chick, I would have given her the best performance. Okay, even though I'm not so much into her music, but the performance was outstanding. But then Monáe came out. That was ridiculous. That was a ridiculous Michael Jackson. Wow, Janelle. Just mad props. Okay. The only thing I didn't understand is why didn't they show Bianca Censori on television? Anyway, so yeah, that's my recap of what happened yesterday at the Grammys overall. But it was good. It was good. And it was cool to see Teddy Swims perform. Beyonce, by the way, winning the whole. I don't know enough about country to know anything, whatever. You know what I mean? Do I think she probably deserved it? Probably not. That would be my guess. And I know the whole Casey Musgrave thing, and it didn't look like she was very happy with not winning and all that kind of stuff. And she was called out on social media and all that. I got to tell you something. There are times that, one of the things that I have loved about doing this show over the years is connecting with certain people. Okay. And one of the guys that was a big supporter of this show was Michael and Kendall. And Michael and Kendall, rest in peace, my brother. He used to call our show. This was when I was at QAM. And he would call our show. He was, religiously faithful. And, he's like a Jamie Zorrilla. He's like a Ray Grullon, like some of these hardcore, the Lisas, the Frankies, you know what I'm saying? The Ocala Joes, the Rays, the NorCal. the horn dogs, the people that actually, true Fin fan, the people that really give a shit about this platform and give a shit about Sean and myself, Captain Saki, these names that I see all the time, and they're DMing me and they're supporting, and hell, some of you are even watching the Crypto Bros show. Okay. By the way, our Sunday show has been the most watched show yet, which thank you very much. Which is pretty cool to see that it's growing and to get the views. So thank you very much. But, you get to connect with people. And Michael and Kendall was one of those guys. Why? Years ago, he used to tell me about Casey Musgraves when she was just a youngin' growing up and all that. And he would tell me, oh, you got to listen to Casey Musgraves and all that. So I kind of became a Casey Musgraves fan and listened to her a little bit because of Mike and Kendall. He's the reason why I know Casey Musgraves. And so it's interesting, years later, I'm watching last night, and I'm watching the whole Beyonce thing, and she wins, and she acts surprised, and then the whole Casey Musgrave thing, and she's kind of serious and her clapping and all that. But just, Mike, if you're up there, my brother, always thinking about your brother, because anytime I hear or I see Casey Musgraves, I think of Mike and Kendall, some of the good people that we've lost over the years, which we had a Johnny and Kendall who we lost years ago. Johnny and Kendall in the house. In fact, I think I still have his drop somewhere just because he used to shout out. Kristen Homestead was another one. He had a lovely wife and son. I haven't seen them in a long, long time. But he was another one of those. So that's the peak of me doing this, is being able to really connect and get to know some of you out there that really actually care about the show and have supported us through everything. Jay Gelfin, who I go back and forth with, when I used to have my toy drive, every year there was Jay bringing toys, didn't matter, stuff like that. And so appreciate you all out there. And just want to say that, Mike, thinking about you, because last night that whole Beyonce Casey Musgraves thing made me think of Mike and Kendall. Anyway, hope you all had a good weekend out there. You're hanging in there. You know what? Now that I did music, let me just do the B-days, right? I mean, let me get that out of the way right now, since I know I normally, on average, I pretty much do it towards the end. Not always at the end of the show, but it's usually towards the last part of the show. I'm sure once you start hearing it, you go, oh, I think he's wrapping up now, because usually when he does this, it's almost at the end, right? I'm sure you guys have picked up on that over the years. Let's go with musicians celebrating birthdays today. So Sean will have to put in some early work and get the wrestlers going. Sean Kingston, Kashawn Anderson, the Jamaican-American reggae rap and musician and alleged thief, right? Also, born on this date in 1990. Daddy Yankee, Puerto Rican singer, songwriter, rapper, actor, record producer, born on this date in 1977. Richie Kotzen, stud, with Mr. Big, born on this date in 1970. Mr. Big just had a final tour recently. Born in 1969 on this date, Matt Johnson, keyboardist with Jamiroquai. Let's see who else. Nick Hawkins. Wow, I haven't heard this band in a while. Guitarist with Big Audio Dynamite. Very cool. Very cool. Lowell Tolhurst, keyboardist with The Cure. Born in 1959. Lee Ronaldo, guitarist with Sonic Youth. Born in 1956. Arthur Kane, bassist for the New York Dolls. Born in this date in 1949. We lost him in 2004 at the age of 55. Let's see who else. Dave Davies, a band I never saw live, and I hate that I didn't. Teamed up with his brother Dave Davies and the Kinks. Unfortunately, never saw the Kinks. Paranoia, Big Destroyer. Born on this date in 1947. Eric Haydock, original bassist for the Hollies. Born on this date in 1943. Who else? Dennis Edwards, singer with the Temptations. Born in this date in 1943. We lost him in 2018. And that's it for musicians. Let's go with birthdays. Regular famous people celebrating birthdays today. We start off with, there's a lot of people. Warwick Davis, movie actor, is 55. Who else celebrating birthdays today? Wow, it's a weak list. Not a lot of, at least what I would consider known people. Yeah, very weak. Amal Clooney. And I only know her because she's married to, the real Clooney. Anyway. Let's see. And she's just like a lawyer. That's it. Not that lawyers don't matter. I'm just saying. Outside of Johnny Cochran or something, it's not a lot of lawyers that we would consider, celebrities. All right. Go ahead, Sean. What wrestlers do we have celebrating birthdays today?
Savannah is 40. Becky Bayless, she turns 43. Devin Taylor is 37. The great Dory Funk Jr., he was on Saturday night's main event the other week, turns 84. Haku, a man I will not mess with, is 66. Marty Jannetty turns 65. And Kerry Von Erich was born on this date in 1960. We lost him in 1993. Those are your birthdays for February 3rd, 2025.
All right. Caspa back over 10 cents already. Getting it at 7.9 and 8.1 yesterday. I did 2 purchases yesterday. And that was a gift, bro. That was a gift. That was a monster freaking gift. All right, let's go with and the hash rate's at 147. So it's just thank you, Lettuce Hands. I got to lower my overall price for Caspa. I never thought I was going to do that. But I got to thank, and of course, obviously, Trump with the tariffs helped out. Let's go with musicians celebrating birthdays today on February 3rd. In 1959, music history. Let's go with music history on February 3rd. In 1959, Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and Richie Valens died in a plane crash shortly after takeoff from Clear Lake, Iowa. Shortly after takeoff. What does that remind you of? Prayers, man. What happened in Philadelphia over the weekend, shortly after takeoff. Jesus, man. And it was a child that was being treated at the Shriners Hospital. Just like that child already has like an unfair life as it is, and then everything else. In 1968, the Beatles started work on their new single, Lady Madonna. In 1973, Elton John started a 3-week run at #1 with the hit song Crocodile Rock, the first of 5 top tracks the Rocket Man would wind up having. In 1992, Pearl Jam played their first ever show in the UK. It took place at Southend, England's Esplande Club during the band's first European tour. That trek took the group to Spain, Italy, France, Norway, Sweden, and Holland. In 1996, the Ramones played their last UK gig together. It took place at Brixton Academy. In 2004, the Pixies announced they were reforming for a full tour. The group had split in 1993. And that's what happened today in music history. And there you go. It's a beautiful thing. All right. NorCal is up. He's waking in a bacon. Jeff in Long Island. One-Eyed Jack. I took advantage of the dip yesterday. Bought 1 ETH. When it hit 2,300, you're a stud, bro. Bought more Bitcoin this morning. Buy and hodl. You're a stud. You did the smart stuff, man. Ray Sosa, never expected there would be a Luka trade. Yeah, definitely not. Before Jimmy, hell no. You don't trade people like Luka. But if the weight becomes an issue, because of the history I've seen other players, it will cost you your career. Captain Saki in Tarpon Springs. True Fin Fan says, I stopped watch this unwatchable game formerly known as basketball. However, as soon as Jimmy is gone, I'm coming back to cheer for the young guys, Spo, Riley, and the Heat. They should have won on Saturday because they had no Wemby, but that was fun to watch, man. It's fun to watch. Look, man, I have no problems. I just want the Heat to do the right thing and dedicating it to these kids. That's what you got to do. You got to turn the page. You got to get away from this one way or another, and I'm sure they're going to try. But unfortunately, this asshole is making it impossible for them to make this move. What are you going to do? All right, let's get to it. Let's talk a little basketball with the one and only Ira Winderman. What's going to happen with Jimmy Butler and how Luka Doncic ended up in Los Angeles? Yes, it's the Acura of Pembroke Pines, Miami Heat and NBA report with the one and only Ira Winderman right now.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines, Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
All right, Ira, how you doing, my friend?
I'm exhausted, and I expect very little to no sleep until Thursday at 3 p.m. And with Jimmy Butler, probably no sleep ever. The way a singular person can manipulate a situation like this, I don't think the Heat ever, you know what? I put it this way, Big O. I don't think the Heat ever truly knew what they were getting into bed with until it was too late. This literally has become a fatal attraction.
This is all we were asking Dame Lillard to do last year. This is all we were asking. This is why I kept saying Dame Lillard, all he has to do is be an asshole just like James Harden, and he can make himself become a Miami Heat player. But he gave in, and he let him, move him to Milwaukee. And so the difference, obviously, is that Dame has never been that kind of player. He's always been a professional to the end. And so he's not, and just like, by the way, Fox is a professional. He wanted out. They understood. They accommodated. It was all done quietly, professionally, and everybody got what they wanted. This is a situation where you're dealing with a malcontent and one that refuses to work with anybody. And so we've seen all these situations, and we just mentioned a couple where Fox didn't want to be somewhere, and hey, man, he did the professional thing, just like Dame Lillard. Here, we're just not getting any professionalism, and it's not only hurting Jimmy, it's not only hurting the Heat, but overall, it's just killing the process here because nobody really wants this guy overall. So it just makes it harder to get this thing done because of this.
Well, Jimmy doesn't care. I mean, this was a well-charted, set-out path. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is canvass all 29 other teams. Who is willing to give me the full 3-year maximum deal at the end of the season? Okay, Matt Ishbia in Phoenix is. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, I want to go to Phoenix. But, Big O, he also learned from the Damian Lillard situation. Unlike with Lillard, he never came out, and his representation have never come out and said where they want to go. You have never seen a quote or heard Bernie Lee say the word Phoenix or Suns. They realized what happened with the Portland situation with Dame just wanting to go to Miami. So they're not letting Adam Silver get involved. They're not going to let the league sanction them or even ban them from going to a certain place. They've played the game by literally learning the lessons of Lillard, of how not to do this, of how to get where you want to go, and to see if the Heat will blink. And you know what? as Thursday ticks here and the Heat have suspended Jimmy for 3 times, the clock is ticking. I think they very well might blink. I think you might see Bradley Beal wind up as a member of the Miami Heat, and the Heat now just looking to see how much can we sweeten that pot. Is there more than just 3 first-round picks? Can we get Ryan Dunn also? Can we do something more? So, yeah, this is getting fascinating, and it's not a case that he can just dump his butt somewhere because every team now knows what's at play, including him then saying, you know what? You don't want me here? I'm going to pick up my $52 million player option for next year and have it sit on your payroll just like my contract did on the Miami Heats.
Wow.
You know what, Big O? That face you're giving me and everything, sometimes the player wins.
But that Beal trade, he has what, 3 years left on that contract?
This season and 2 more left. The Heat did not want to go into 2016. However, Big O, you have to look at the big asset picture as well. I'm not saying it's a tradable contract. He could still bring his no trade clause. I think that he can talk him out of that. But if you do get 3 picks and you do get a player like Ryan Dunn, all of a sudden, you're the team that can make the offer of 4 first-round picks, Jovic, Jaquez. I'm going to give you a name and you're going to cringe. Where?
No.
And you could put together a package for an elite star player. This would be the first time the Heat in years would be in position to put together, I hate to use this term, the whale package. And maybe just being able to get into the whale game.
Why can't I be selfish and want cap space and the picks? So that way I can sign somebody flat out instead.
Because as of now, you're not going to get the picks without having to eat into the cap space if it's a Suns deal. Now, look, there were other options on the table. If it was the Warriors, you could have had, a situation where you had a player going to Toronto instead. You get Bruce Brown's expiring contract. You don't have to take on Andrew Wiggins for 3 years. But Andrew Wiggins is a much better contract than Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
The Jazz or a team like the Raptors would be willing to facilitate a $30 million deal as opposed to a $58 million deal. Look, Bradley Beal, God bless him, got some team somehow to give him that money and that no trade clause, and now he holds all the cards. This, I think, is the frustrating part for Heat fans, and I know it's the frustrating part for Pat Riley. The Heat don't hold the cards here. Bradley Beal holds the cards. The Suns hold the cards. Jimmy Butler holds the cards. The Heat are like in 3rd place in this race, and they're looking up ahead and realizing, De'Aaron Fox is gone, Luka Doncic is gone, and we're still stuck in neutral here because we're dealing with this.
Why is it that Phoenix wants him so bad?
Ego of a new owner to win immediately and sort of screw the future. I went out, I spent on Kevin Durant. I went out, I spent on this team and took over from Robert Sarver. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait 2, 3, 5, 7 years. I want to win now. Is it foolish? You know what this reminds me of? And you know this, Big O. We talked about this for years in our accurate Pembroke Pines reports and elsewhere. When Mikhail Prokhorov took over the Brooklyn Nets, and he said, Kevin Garnett, you're not too old. Paul Pierce, you're not too old. Darren Williams, you're not too old. And they did nothing. And he had this oligarch-like payroll that got him nowhere. This is about the ego of owners. This is about the owners stepping in ahead of a very good GM and James Jones, the former UM product and Heat player, there in Phoenix and saying, no, we're going to do this. Well, you know what? Big O, you might not work for a boss now, but for years you did work for bosses. And you had bosses who had you do things you never wanted to do because you and your wife and your daughter needed that paycheck. That's what James Jones is right now. I'm sure James Jones is going, I don't know about this deal, boss. And the boss is going, no, I want this deal. Do it. So they're going to do it. I think the Suns will be one of these teams that spend like crazy, like the Nets were, and then realize they're going to be stuck at the bottom for years to follow.
Yeah, that's so. What are the chances that the trade happens this week? What percentage do you put on it?
I still think it's 50-50 because I still think if the Heat are forced into a singular option, that Andy Ellisberg, as good as anyone at this, is taking all the dominoes around the rest of the league and saying, okay, I now know where I stand. I have Jimmy's contract. I have Bradley Beal's contract. I have first-round picks in play. And I have 28 other teams I can maneuver through. Again, the Suns have a nice player in Ryan Dunn. If I can get him also, then all of a sudden you're talking about the youth of Ware and Dunn and Jaquez and Jovic, as well as talking in the moment of Hero and Bam, and to a degree, Brad Beal, who at least gives you 15 points a game as a player.
Oh, Pele Larson, bro. Come on.
Well, Pele Larson was in the G League yesterday, but yes, he has a future, so I get that also. So, yes, what I'm saying is you could have it like we've talked a bunch on our Accurate Pembroke Pines reports that you could have the win now, even though it's not championship now team, and a team for the future also. So I think, this is not the clarity that the Heat wanted, but this is the clarity now that the Heat have. So I think now you're at a point you work forward from what you have on the table. Yes, Jimmy's been a pain in the behind. Yes, Bernie Lee has not made this any easier with his manipulations. But if you know where you stand and you give Andy Ellisberg 48, 72 hours, I still think at worst, he will come up with a poo-poo platter to give Pat Riley, Nick Harrison, and Mickey Harrison saying we can do A, B, C, or D. You at least have these options. Then it comes down to basketball. Then it comes down to trying to sort of clear the slate from the Jimmy Butler era.
All right. You and I have been around. I was explaining this earlier, and I watched Calvin Jackson, a corner that Don Shula drafted, eat his way out of the league. He ate his way out of being a corner into a safety, actually, and then ate his way out of the league pretty much. We watched a guy that, I was joking around with Sean nowadays that you would never do this, but 20 years ago, you could write or 30 years ago, I forgot how long it is already, but you could write an article and call him Hot Plate Williams.
Yes.
Because it was hot plate back in the day.
Vespi did that exactly correct.
Everybody either said it or typed it. You would never type Hot Plate Williams now. You know what I mean? Because of our world. We watched the Miami Heat benefit from a Shaquille O'Neal who ate his way out of Los Angeles, where Kobe was actually calling him lazy and fat and all that stuff. And he ended up coming here to lose the weight for a couple of years and actually played well and all that. So it's funny how the Lakers are now benefiting from a guy that basically ate his way out of Dallas, because from at least what people are saying, we all see that he's out of shape and he's amazing. But they were worried about him playing in the 260s. You got to give him a max of 300 and some million. And if he's not going to take care of himself physically, this is not going to end well. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of interesting how, people freak out about this, but this has happened several times in all sports where guys really, their conditioning, it becomes a problem.
And yet he remained coveted. And yet I think Dallas blew it. I think there was open bidding. So, okay, you know what, Big O? We're going to play a little game show here. Folks, cue the game show music for the Accurate Pembroke Pines report. Here we go. Big O, if Luka Doncic was available to all 29 other teams, I'm going to throw some names at you, okay? And you're the Miami Heat. Would you have traded Bam Adebayo for him?
Yes.
Okay, stop. I just want to play the game here. Would you have traded Tyler Hero for him?
Oh, my God. Yeah. What are you talking about? Yes.
Okay. Would you have traded Khalil Ware for him?
Yes.
Okay, stop now. Would you have traded Tyler and Bam for him?
Yeah. Yeah, because I get a lot of traction.
Okay, no, let's go. Would you have traded Tyler and Khalil for him?
No.
Okay, what I'm saying is there were packages from teams like the Heat that I don't think you can anyway deny would have been better than the haul that they got from the Lakers. I've never seen this before, where you have the ultimate showcase available to put into a trade and you don't canvass the other 28 teams for the best possible deal. Anthony Davis is having a great season. Anthony Davis is also 33 years old in March. He's topping out. One first-round pick. Look, Mikal Bridges from the Knicks to the Nets got like 5 first-round picks for him. You can get so much more, so that shocks me. So, yes, Big O, you're right. There are huge conditioning concerns with Luka Doncic. There are huge salary concerns with Luka Doncic. But when you have someone who is that skilled, like a James Harden, like a Kyrie Irving, like all these acting out players, maybe we soon find out like a Jimmy Butler, you take the chance because we are talking generational talent. And when you have generational talent,
the Heat will get him in shape.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. They'll sweat him out on the beach or something like that. That's
what anybody else will. Okay, I don't know if any other teams have the same discipline, but I know that he will not come here and be a fat ass. There's no
right. So they could have traded Jimmy Butler elsewhere for draft picks and probably offered a package to Dallas of Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, 2, maybe 3 first-round draft choices to get it done. And you cannot tell me that is not better than what they got. Bam at 27, 6 years younger than Anthony Davis. You get a Tyler Hero also to play with a Kyrie Irving. You get draft choices to also move into your future, possibly quality draft choices, Heat draft choices. And instead they did that. That's what stuns me about that. The one thing we know.
So hold on a second. Did they not open it up because
they said they didn't? Nico Harrison said we spoke to one team.
That's my point. Did they not open it up?
How do you not? How do you not?
Let me finish the question a second. I don't agree with any of this, Ira, but let me ask you what these nutbags were probably thinking. We don't want to open it up because it'll become a circus.
So what?
We'll lose Duke. We'll lose Luka. He'll become, all kind of,
and trade him anyway.
And if we can't come up with a deal that we're happy with, then we got to come back with Luka, and then there's no way. And I also don't know how the relationship is behind the scenes.
Right.
Post-Cuban now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but if you put him up for bid, you were going to get a trade because he's Luka freaking Doncic.
I get it.
I don't understand. I just do not understand
it either. I'm trying to figure out why you wouldn't open up the bidding. That's the part I don't understand. But I'm only thinking because there must have been some fragile relationship behind the scenes or something.
Well,
and
there's also Nico Harrison had a relationship with Anthony Davis and felt that's who he felt comfortable with, trying to protect his job in Dallas by making a deal like that, which I can understand to a degree that he had his favorite son. But that's where ownership and the rest of the management team have to step in and say, hey, we've got this generational type of talent here. We've got to get more than just this right now. We've got to. Look at this. Look at the Kings trade with De'Aaron Fox. Look how intricate it is with the Spurs and the Bulls and Zach LaVine and everyone else. They clearly worked through other teams. They clearly contacted others to say, what's the best possible deal we can get? Let's get other teams involved. It still was relatively quiet. It still came as somewhat of a surprise on Sunday night. The Luka thing is just crazy. It's just let's take one of the top 5 MVP candidates, not tell anyone and trade him. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. That's that to me. I just don't understand this deal. This deal makes 0 sense. What'd you think of the Fox deal?
Zach LaVine's contract is not one I would take on, but I also understand if I'm living in Sacramento, free agents aren't ever coming there, save for DeMar DeRozan, who was sort of squeezed out this past offseason. So I could see them wanting a replacement player, wanting to win now, so that makes sense. I mean, what a home run for the Spurs. Oh, my God. Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox and oodles of cap space and draft choices. That's the it team going forward. If we wondered how the Popovich transition era would work, we know that. And the Bulls are what the Bulls always have been. Want to stay below the luxury tax, want to save some money, selling out every game, whether they win, selling out every post-Jordan game, whether they lose. They don't have to care about winning. So for them, it's always been about money management also. So to me, an absolute slam dunk for the Spurs, a salvage quality job. LaVine's having a great season, even though he's earning twice as much as Tyler Hero. And the Bulls are what the Bulls are.
I still don't trust his shooting. That's just
yeah, but this year he's done it. He's with a true shooting percentage very close to Tyler Hero. And the Bulls, you know what? They'll sell out tomorrow's game against the Heat. They'll sell out when Tim Floyd is coaching. They sell out anyway. They're going to make their money.
So we shouldn't play Tyler Hero on nights after he was announced as an all-star.
Well, and also the way the Spurs guarded him, the way they guarded him in Miami 2 Sundays ago with Stephen Castle, and the way they defended him. You know what? That's going to happen a lot more.
I felt terrible for him because you could tell it was bothering him because he's like, yo, what the hell is going on here? I make all these shots all the time.
But you know what? He still had 8 assists. He still set a great screen to free Bam up on the winning play. I mean, think about this. Think about a guy like Scottie Pippen when he's not on the floor because a shot instead is going to Tony Kukoc and he walks off the floor. Think of a Jimmy Butler when the play's not called for him, but he still takes the shot, usually a late three-pointer because he wants to be the hero and the walk-off hero. And here was a play set where Eric Spoelstra told Tyler Hero, his lone all-star, hey, go set a screen so Bam can shoot. Not a lot of players who are merging into stardom would just as much welcome that. But if you go back and watch the video, the way Tyler pumped his fist after Bam made the shot, you know that it meant as much to him as if he made the shot. That tells you about something you want to stick with after all these years that he was the Heat's trade rumor.
Good stuff. What do you got going on in the South Florida Sun Sentinel, sir?
Well, as you can expect, I just posted a Jimmy Butler update, and they'll be happening every minute between now and 3 p.m. on Thursday. We might have to do an emergency accurate Pembroke Pines report later in the week. We will see. And I posted a story on Bam Adebayo that this new lineup has been so freeing, and we saw it against the Spurs with the 30 points and 1 assist shy of a triple-double, but also on the other end with the 3 block shots and the 2 steals. It's like Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra unlocked more of Bam Adebayo. So maybe from Orlando Alzagari calling him a super role player, Bam now could become a super duper role player and give us even a little bit more to work with someone else. So I have a feature on that, how, hey, maybe Saturday against San Antonio is the next level step for Bam Adebayo because he looks so liberated at power forward. All of a sudden, at 6'9", he's playing, quote unquote, with his own. And I think it's going to be a step for the better. You're committed to him for the future. You gave him that extension. He's going to be here for a while. And Eric Spoelstra is such a good coach that he is going to maximize that talent.
I like it. I like it. All right. We'll see if we talk later on in the week, sir, after this craziness is all over. Although I'm a little depressed that we're going to have to deal with Bradley Beal. That one is
or maybe not. You know what? That's a tough last-minute decision to be made by the Heat. I think if Jimmy's traded, I would say right now Big O is 50-50. But I will say this with a caveat. The odds of the Heat taking on Bradley Beal are still less than 20% because, as you have been saying, that is a bitter, bitter, bitter pill to have to swallow.
I know, but is it more bitter than possibly Jimmy screwing you by opting in? And
well, not even that, or Jimmy being here, and next Monday when he's eligible to come off suspension, the Celtics are at Kaseya Center. That's the team that Jimmy said, we would have beaten him if I was on the court. Well, maybe he'll be on the court, and maybe he'll have to show if he can beat them. So, look, Jimmy wants out of here. The Heat want him out of there, but it's not as simple as each party wanting what they want. It's both parties having to work together, and that has not happened to this point.
If we pass the deadline, he will try even less because all he's going to be doing is protecting himself all the way down the stretch. But then he opts in and creates hell for you again in 25 and 26.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, see, I'm not that media person. See,
no, I'm just saying for the Heat.
I know we have people in our business that are rooting for that chaos. To me, I'll talk about chaotic situations by telling you, no, don't give Whiteside the contract, please. We'll get chaotic that way. I'll tell you, don't re-sign. Don't extend Jimmy, please. I'll get controversial in that sense, but I'm not the guy that is rooting for Butler to sign so I can have the controversy all next year. That does nobody any good, dude. This is not fun. What we're doing here, this is not fun, dude. I'm not in. I know people love to write articles about this and talk about this and create all this. I don't enjoy any of this for me, bro.
Just when you thought you were out, he pulls you right back in.
Exactly. And that's the part that's really, really frustrating. All right. Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat. And of course, subscribe and catch his exceptional work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. Ira, have a terrific and very frustrating week, sir.
Well, I'll either see you later this week or next week. We'll see how it goes with our accurate Pembroke Pines report. Thanks, Big O.
Thank you, Ira. Appreciate you. And accurate Pembroke Pines, they got it going on, baby. Yeah. They just completed the customer appreciation sales event this month. And folks, I'm telling you, man, you got to get on out there. Take advantage. The deals are there. The ZDX, they got a lot. They got a loaded lot of them, and you can check it out right now. $449 a month, 0.9% financing for 72 months. Customer appreciation sales event. They're completing this weekend and completing the month. They got one more month to go. The Integra 2025 model, you can get $339 a month, and they've got 3.9% financing for 60 months. The RDX, $399 a month, 3.9% financing for 72 months. That's amazing. And the MDX Tech, you can get $10,000 off the MSRP. Get on down there, go check it out, go check out the showroom. They got some beautiful vehicles, and they've got hundreds of cars on the lot, which is a beautiful thing. Got a bunch of certified pre-owned vehicles too. They look like they're brand new. Check it out at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA Report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig Zinn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Well, some good news out there, by the way. Sheinbaum, the president for Mexico, has agreed with Trump after the conversation today, because remember, Trump said he was going to call Mexico and Canada because the tariffs are going to kick in. So apparently, a negotiating ploy. They're going to put off the tariffs for a month because apparently he asked for more help at the border, which is what he needs, because we don't have a problem at the northern border. That they're lying about that. Less than 1% of fentanyl, less than 1% of immigrants coming through Canada. Mexico is the problem. They're going to send 10,000 troops, 10,000 soldiers to the border, Mexico. So Trump has paused the tariffs for a month, and Sheinbaum will pause her tariffs for a month with Mexico. So no tariffs. Now we'll see what happens with Canada. And because of that, now the market's responding because it overreacted yesterday. But hey, listen, I'm happy for all of you out there that overreacted and you have your lettuce hands and you sold, because those of us, I had never gotten Caspa that cheap, bro. So thank you. And we're approaching 10.5 cents. So from 7.9 and 8.1 cents to 10.5. That's already great profits. It's already great profits. So thank you. Appreciate it. Keep going. All right, what do we have here? Stephen Harris is in. We hope you all had a good weekend. I saw Lakers Mavs swapped injury-prone players. I see the trade about to happen with Hero. I haven't heard anything. Is there a trade about to happen with Hero? Who reported it? What did they report? I didn't see that. What do we got? What we finna have? Let's see. Horn Dog. Not sure if you heard what Melo said about the Jimmy situation. Jimmy's tactics will result in him never playing in the league again, like Marbury. Well, yeah. Did you see what Garnett also said? I saw the Melo one. Garnett said this is why we fought for guaranteed contracts. This is the kind of shit that will bring owners to the table and say no more guaranteed contracts. That's right. They shouldn't have guaranteed contracts. Because of Jimmy Butler, you shouldn't have Jimmy. You can't have guaranteed contracts where people are not going to live up to their responsibilities. The guy for 2+ years refused to play in the regular season. I don't care what happened in the playoffs 2 years ago. That means nothing to me. You caused the team to be a play-in team because you refused to play. Those are the facts. He doesn't hoop. He doesn't try. He's full of shit. And now he can't do it because his little body will break down. Aquavision is in. Skull Leader. Jay Gelfin in the crowd. Terrence F. Skylar Tipton. Cosa Nostra. Ragin. Jermaine. Did Pat Riley come out and say we're not trading Jimmy after Jimmy and his agent? Yes, he did say that. And then he had to backtrack. Juan Mendoza, you can tell a lot of people are buying crypto without learning. They're all freaking out to sell, but this is actually the best time to buy. Exactly, sir. You get it. I didn't panic. I was like, wow. And I was like, wow, big time when Caspa fell under 10 cents. Because the lowest I got, it was 11. So I was like, okay, how low are you going to go? And when you hit that 7.9, I was like, let's go, baby. And then I said, you know what, let me scrounge up a little bit more. And I got more at 8.1. And I'm off and running, dude. You know? So that was beautiful for me. You know? I'm with you, man. Alexis Palenzuela, Jack Sultan, Yader Castro. My thoughts on the Luka trade. I already talked about that. Jack Sultan. Let's see. Lenny Pena says, good morning, Owen Sean. Hope you all had a great weekend. It looks like the Heat front office is going to have a really hard time getting rid of the malcontent. Yeah. Wish Dane was as stubborn as Jimmy. It said Dane has class. Jimmy has none. And that's the problem. Dane won't act like that. It's just not in his DNA. He's too nice of a dude. Let's see. Jermaine Parali wanted to play hardball, so now Jimmy is returning the favor. Frankie is in. With the tariffs added to Canada to Trump, how will this affect? Well, now you know that, you know, we don't know about the tariffs with Canada. He's going to have a conversation with them. We'll see if maybe they do what he needs and then they don't, because in the end, the tariffs aren't going to help anybody. They're going to hurt us big time. I mean, the guy ran on trying to lower prices on groceries. All he's going to do is raise them with tariffs. You know what I was thinking about? Not to get too political. Instead of general tariffs on like all products for a country and all that stuff, if you're like the United States, okay, example, John Deere left the country and they went to produce their machines. I think they're in Mexico or somewhere else or whatever, and they're paying less and all that. That's what you do if you're Trump. All the American companies, bro, tariff all them. Tariff them to hell and say 300% tariff on you. So you won't sell anything in the United States. And if you don't come back and manufacture here, you know, that's what I would do if I'm him. I would force American companies to come back here and then give them the tax breaks and help them hire and all that. So that way, I know our labor costs are expensive. It offsets it. So give them some tax breaks to kind of help out, but bring them back here, put more Americans to work. Just an idea. That's all. That way you don't attack the entire industry of everything. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe we don't need everything. We don't need to go after all of it in a sweep. Maybe we just need to bring back companies and bring them back because a lot of our companies have left because labor is cheap everywhere else, cheaper, you know? So I don't know. Listen, man, I'm not smart enough. I hope it works. Who knows? But whatever. I just want all of us to have better lives. That's all, you know? So we'll find out, man. We'll find out. But it looks at least that if the tariffs aren't going in on Mexico, that's huge. Okay, that's huge. We get so much from there because China sends a ton of stuff to Mexico. It all gets built there and then sent right into the United States. That's why he went after. That's the smart move. I don't agree with Trump on the Canada side because they're really not a problem. The Mexican part is a huge problem. The immigration, the drug dealing, all that stuff. Yeah, and then China sending all their stuff there. During Trump's first run, all the stuff from China came directly to the United States. Now, because of all the stuff that they've put against them, they send it through Mexico and then they ship it into the United States. So they circumvent it. And so Trump knows that's why he went after him. Smart. But again, you know, you got to try to find a way where it doesn't cost Americans because it's going to cost us. It's going to hurt. So we'll see, bro. Good thing is, the Mexican one isn't going through. The Canadian one, I don't think it's going to hurt us nearly as much. It will hurt Canadians a hell of a lot more than us. But the Mexican one could hurt all of us big time because we get so many things from there, you know. So that's why. So I'm glad. No tariffs. They put it off for a month. They sealed down the border, and that's it, bro. Got to make it hell for that border. No, you can't. You got to make it where nobody crosses. Period. End of story. Nothing wrong with that. That should be normal. What do you got there, Sean?
Just so we can, I guess, get everything going here. Ian Rappaport, reigning NFL Defensive Player of the Year and Brown star Myles Garrett, has requested a trade.
Okay.
Come on, Dolphins. Let's sign him.
Oh, God. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have? Did Luka eat his way out of Dallas on purpose to go with LeBron? No. He's been like that for a few years. He's just not a guy. Bro, look at the guy in Denver. He doesn't take care of himself. He's not a in-shape guy. Embiid, not an in-shape guy. You know, certain people, the Lord just gave them these gifts, and they what was the name of that fat guy that we lost? The really funny guy he was athletic. He did a lot of physical comedy, was on Saturday Night Live. God, what's his name, man? Blondish hair. Come on, guys, help me out here, please. You know who I'm talking about.
Not talking Farley.
Yes, Chris Farley. Yes, Chris Farley.
You threw me off with athletic.
Have you ever watch him?
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay. All right. No, I wasn't joking about that. That's what I'm saying. It's bro, John Belushi was athletic. Okay. I mean, that's just because you're fat doesn't mean I saw a rerun and what's happening. Athletic is a mofo. Plenty of guys are super gifted and they can still move. John Daly, you know, to be that fat and still be able to do the stuff that he does, and he's smoking cigarettes and drinking while he's, you know, golfing and all that stuff, and he's whacking the hell out of the ball, and the Lord gives you gifts. You know, we all have to figure out what they are, okay? And you might be a salesperson, you might be a teacher, you might be a policeman, you might be a judge, you might be an athlete, you might be a musician, whatever it is, you figure out the gift that you have. Right? And then you go use it. Some of these guys, man, they're so gifted that they can still dominate. And Charles Barkley wasn't a guy that was about conditioning at all. But dude, freakishly talented. You're like, how the hell did that guy jump that high? There's just, and certain guys are like that, you know? And Luka's one of those guys. It's not that he was trying to get off or anything like that. No, he's just not into conditioning. What else? Jamie Zorria in San Jose. Adolfo Foliaco. Ty in the Bronx. Big Johnson. Mandog. Cesar Cienfuentes. Andrew Moore, what up? Oh, it's okay for me to send you a pic you took with my wife in LA. Wish I could have been there. Yeah, man, please. DM it to me over on Twitter, of course. Definitely. Wish you would have been there. I remember that your wife came over. That was very cool. It's a good wife, man. Let's see. Jeremy Dorsett. Loud 127. Joe Spencer. Morgan Fairchild. Why 1950? Is that a birthday? Is she celebrating a birthday? That must be it. God, she was hot, dude. Good looking woman, Morgan Fairchild. Joe Spencer sold all crypto before the tariffs went into place and repurchased at low bargain prices. It's a good day. Okay, but you didn't buy it at lows. You bought your lows. You didn't buy my lows. What happened yesterday was not a low. It was a dip, not a low. So it all depends. You got in late and you got like what you think is a low. It's really not a low. Okay. Just so you know. A low is when you get Avalanche at like $7 or $10 or $11 or $12, like I did. A low is when you get Chainlink down at $5 and $6. That's a low, my brother. This was not a low. So I get it, but it's not lows. This was just a minor dip. It's not a big deal. So you probably just got in, and if you did that, then you did a very smart move. I would say that, but that's not really lows. I mean, come on, bro. Lows is if you got Ethereum with me at 900 and 1200, and low is if you got Ondo at 22 cents. Did it go back down to 22 cents? I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? That's low. Now, like the Caspa, that was one, but I didn't sell. What I did was I bought more and lowered my overall price. That's how I did it. But there's nothing about lows in this dip at all. It's just a dip. That's all it is. Big O, I purchased some Atlas this weekend. Polis, right? Polis. Remember, Polis. But yeah, Star Atlas Polis. Get it, baby. Get it. It was at a dip. It was in the 8-9 cent range. Whew, really good, bro. Crocodile Rock is as old as the Dolphins' Super Bowl win. Yes, sir. You know what I watched over the weekend that was terrific? I had never seen it. I don't know how long it's been out. I don't think it's been out very long, but I watched the Beastie Boys biography on Apple, and it's Mike D and Ad Mike, right? That's right. I think right, because Adam Yauch, obviously we lost him. So anyway, so both of them were there, and they kind of narrated the entire story from, beginning to end and all that kind of stuff. It was fantastic. It was awesome. If you haven't seen it on Apple, if you have Apple, go check it out because it's really, really cool, man. I thought they did an excellent job overall. That was very entertaining. By the way, Welton Rayom, we got to tell you a little bit about Jeff Welton, Daniel Rayom, two absolute ass kickers. If we had bookend tackles like this, we'd be headed to the Super Bowl. If we had two pass rushers like this, we'd be winning Super Bowls. 954-966-4646. These are the guys you want to defend you. These are the guys you want them to go after the people that are trying to hurt you. Bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. Go to the website, WRFLAlaw.com. Check it out for yourself. Call Jeff Welt or Daniel Rayom. The consultation's completely free, so if you don't know if you have a case or not, call them. Find out. Explain your situation. It's free, and then you'll find out if you have a case. They've taken care of so many of our listeners. But these guys are so stand up, okay? I remember we had a listener that called, I want to say it was like 3 years ago, something like that. And he explained the situation. They couldn't help him because they didn't work that specific law that they needed. But guess what? They knew exactly the lawyer they needed. And that person, he called them back like a year later after they settled and everything. And he was super happy. They won all that. And all they did was refer him to somebody. So worst case scenario, if you have some kind of a case that they can't even help you with, they might even know somebody that can. You know what I mean? That's the kind of decent human beings that Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom are. So call them, man. You're going to love them. Great people, big-time sponsors of our program. They've been with us from day one of this platform. Okay? That means a lot to me. Okay? That kind of dedication. And, of course, they've taken care of a lot of our listeners. 954-966-4646. Let's see what else. Outstanding news about Morrissey. Yes, man. Can't wait to see Morrissey at the Hard Rock. Got to check it out. Do me a favor, Sean. Look up Morrissey's tour dates. Tell me if he has any other dates in Florida outside of the Hard Rock on, May 17. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Let's see. Outstanding. Let's see. Arthur Gelfin, born 1934, passed in 2017. Drummer Tito Puente, Satchmo, Tony Bennett, and others. Original Frogman, Scoutmaster, basketball coach, and my dad all would have been 90 today. R.I.P. Wow. R.I.P. to Mr. Gelfin. I didn't see Tito Puente on the list, man, or Tony Bennett. How is that? How is Tony Bennett not on that list? Really? That makes no sense. How is that Tony Bennett wasn't on that list? Now, he was born August 3rd, my brother, Tony Bennett. I just looked it up here. He was born August 3rd, 1926 in New York City. So he wasn't born on this date. Let's see. What else do we have here? Jermaine, was Pat Riley being professional by saying we're not trading? Oh, okay. I think I read that one. Dr. Quist. Relentless says we need a superstar. Yeah, definitely. I would say too. Pat Riley isn't the easiest guy to work with either. He couldn't even get the Dame trade done because of his massive ego. No, Jermaine, if you're going to say stuff, okay, try to be accurate. Try not to say stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't like Pat Riley or something. The trade for Dame didn't happen because Dame didn't want to make it happen, dude. That's all. Had nothing to do with Riley. In fact, when it's all said and done, the packages that the Heat offered were better than the ones that they ended up with from Milwaukee. So that was all a hard-on from the general manager of the Trailblazers. So, Jermaine, if you want to be accurate and sound like a knowledgeable fan, okay, the last thing you do is blame that trade on Pat Riley. Pat Riley did everything right in that trade. It was Dame Lillard that did not want to do what he's supposed to do. What Anthony Davis did to get his way to Los Angeles, what Shaq did to get his way to Los Angeles, what Harden's done many of times to go to different places, what Jimmy Butler is doing right now, Dame refused, Jermaine. Okay? So I'm just telling you nicely, all right? Don't sound stupid. Be an intelligent fan. Pat Riley had nothing to do with the Dame Lillard thing not happening. That was all on Dame Lillard. He did not have the balls to play dirty. So he ends up in Milwaukee and winning nothing. Papa. What else? John Esslinger. Shang Tusheng. Did Miami really allow Greer to build this team the way he wanted? He's the general manager. So, yeah, that's every general manager. Shang Tusheng, let me break this story for you. Every general manager except, well, no, actually, he is the general manager in Dallas. Everybody, when it comes to general managers, they all build the team in their vision. Doesn't matter who it is. Jeff Ireland, it doesn't matter who it is. Whoever's in charge, that's their vision in charge. I don't know if that's breaking news for you, Shang Tusheng. J-Town, Skull Leader. I got to get into Bitcoin. What the hell you've been waiting for, dude? Terry Big O, you said Jimmy was a con artist. You were right all this time. He knows his body can't hold up anymore, so he's trying to secure more money. Come on, bro. You know. Zag says you're spot on, Big O. I would tariff the American companies that go overseas. Again, dude, I'm not an economist. Okay. I think in the end we all get burned anyways. It doesn't matter who's in the office from either side. I just think all these American companies that left because of cheap labor, well, bro, bring them all to their knees. You're American, right? Well, get your ass back in here, asshole, and put Americans to work. That's what I would do. Oh, John Deere, you want to build? Okay, here you go, bro. Here's a 400% tax on your ass. You won't sell one fucking tractor ever again here in this country. That's it. That's what I would do. All of them. Every American company that left. But at the same time, I'd say, hey, if you come, we'll give you some tax breaks, but you're going to hire Americans. You're going to make sure you hire our people. Our product, our product's going to be built here by our people. Or if not, you get the hell out of here, bro. And that's it. That's what I would do. That's what I would target. I wouldn't target Americans. I would target American companies because I think the tariffs end up targeting all of us because they're only going to pass it on to us, dude. Every time prices are raised, they pass it on to the consumer. You guys know that. That's nothing new. So we'll see. Pat in Asheville, Armando Justo. Let's see. Karun says it sucks. I worked out thrice a week and ran 4 times a week just to barely be somewhat out of shape. Some people are just plain gifted. Yes, you are correct. You're 1,000% right, but that doesn't mean you give up. You keep going. I've lost over 40 pounds. My wife is in the middle of doing the same thing now. She's trying to lose weight. But for women, man, she sees how much weight I've lost. For her, it's a mission. But she has stuck with it, and over time, it's shown a lot. You know what I mean? And that's what you have to do because losing weight is really frustrating. You're going to have your great weeks, great months, and you're going to have your frustrating months. The months where you kept working and you were disciplined and you didn't lose much. But that your body has a tendency of leveling off at times before it then it's kind of like in investments where your investment will consolidate somewhere a little bit and then it'll start taking off again. That's kind of what it does. Your body kind of consolidates at a weight and then eventually it kind of recalibrates and then it starts again because the calorie intake is still less than what what you burn daily. So you'll start losing weight again. You just cannot get frustrated with it. Okay? No, I'm sorry. You're going to get frustrated with it because it's normal. We're all human. You can't give in to your frustrations. That's the key, Karun. You can't give in to the frustrations. You must drive on because eventually the body will respond and it'll be a beautiful thing. That's my suggestion. That's all I can tell you. Okay. What else do we have going on? Just to think, Kevin Owens, Sean, a fat athletic guy. Yeah, it happens. Kevin James is a real MMA fighter, legit. I don't know about John Candy being athletic. Farley was, but I don't know about John Candy. One-Eyed Jack says, my debate this weekend was ETH or CAS. I decided on ETH to lower my price overall. Nothing wrong with that, bro. I love ETH too. Joe Spencer says, you are correct. When I said low price, it was low for me as in I'm recent into the crypto world. And you did a smart move. That was smart by you, dude. That means you're following your shit. I did dodge the drop in price last week, but rode the rise today. Stud. Let's see. Old Fish send O-line assistant scout to scout O-lineman at Senior Bowl. Wasn't the fired and demoted? Can he evaluate O-lineman well? I don't know. Dude, you don't like Patrick Paul? You don't like Austin Jackson? You don't like Rob Hunt? This whole offensive line thing, okay? Who says they can't find linemen? They failed on Eichenberg, but they hit on Jackson and they hit on Hunt. So you hit on 2 of the 3. That's exceptional. They just found Patrick Paul. I think I like what I see from him. Connor ended up getting injured, who did a good job, and then they went and got a new center. And the guy proved to be a very good center overall this year. He did a nice job. I'm not exactly sure what the reality or the myth that you people are creating. Your problem is the coach, not the personnel department. They can find guys. I'm not sure, dude. If you hit on Paul, you hit on Jackson, you hit on Hunt, but you miss on Eichenberg, I think you can draft offensive linemen. I'm sorry, Sean. Did I miss something? Is 3 of 4 pretty good? It is, right? I get a thumbs up there. Okay, I'm just trying to check here on this. Just trying to check. Now, is it the GM that doesn't stick to the run? No. Now, the GM hired the coach, and that's where it's hurting them because the coach doesn't know how to coach, doesn't know how to manage anything, doesn't stick to the run when it's working. Didn't want Chris Brooks. He wants OBJ, another midget receiver. You give him big receivers, and he doesn't use them. He doesn't even know how to use them. You give him Jalen Wright, and he still doesn't use them more. I can't. The real problem, more than anything, is the coach. I don't get it, dude. I really don't get it. Now, again, the coach falls on the front office. But if you want to phrase it that way, I have no problem. I can't argue with that. But, can they find linemen? They find linemen, bro. They draft linemen. Not exactly sure what's going on. Robert Jones was actually not a bad backup. Not a starter, but a serviceable backup. So you found a serviceable backup off the street. I don't know, man. I'm just, to me, it's much more obvious that Mike McDaniel doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Sean, give me a 30-second spot here so I can turn on the AC.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
My problem with next year is Mike McDaniel. I have zero hope with that man in charge. Zero. I think he's one of the most incompetent coaches I have ever seen in my life. I don't know if I know a more incompetent football coach than Mike McDaniel. Let's see, what else do we have? J-Town, I do wish I had gotten much earlier, though. Better late than never. Oh, hell yeah, dude. You're fine. You're doing great. Relax. Just stay strong. And lower any averages that you can. Let's see what else. If you believe in it. I know NorCal got some. Did you guys lower your Caspa? Because there was some sweet ass bargains in Caspa. Big O, you both look great during the FCW 24. You kick ass walking Seattle streets. They're steep, slow, and steady wins the race. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the foot is feeling better. That's the good thing. So I don't know if it'll ever be the same again, but anyway. Thank you, Karoon. I don't know if I give great advice, but I try to give some decent advice. So I hope it all works out. Just stay strong. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just stay with it, and you'll get through it. Skull Leader says, I work out 4 times a week for the last year and trust got to stay disciplined. My belly is my problem area, but I keep eating better. Good for you. Good for you, man. It's tough, man. The battle of the bulge is tough. Robert Jones was bad as a starter, but as a backup, he can fill in and help you out. The problem is when you put them there for a long time, it's like backup quarterbacks. They can fill in, but you don't want them starting full-time. Backups. Big O, are you doing live shows at the Youth Fair this year? I hope so, yes. Big O, I believe that Luka and LeBron can not coexist for long, so I think the Heat should make Luka's dad an assistant, just like the Knicks did with Brunson's dad. Okay. That's good stuff there. Let's get to our 3A graphics sports calendar and the amazing Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443, custom printing and embroidery. Paul Maurice picks up win number 901 of his career as they defeat the Islanders yesterday 6-3. Barkov with 3 assists. He had a hat trick of assists, and Verhaeghe had a hat trick of goals. And an assist, by the way. Spencer Knight with 31 saves. Tuesday, they're in Washington to take on the Capitals. It'll be 7 o'clock, that face-off. On the hardwood, the Miami Heat get by the Spurs, 105-103 on Saturday night. Bam Adebayo with the game winner from the elbow. That was nice. 30 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, and 3 blocks. Ware had 6 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Tomorrow, they're in Chicago. Bang, bang. 8 o'clock tip-off. What movie is that from? Anyway, Canes over Notre Dame, 63-57. The Canes pick up their first ACC win of the season. They're 1-10 in the conference. Matthew Cleveland with 21 points and 7 rebounds. Saturday, they're in Louisville at 2 o'clock. FAU last night, it was yesterday. That's right. Over South Florida, 94-72. FAU improves to 12-10, 5-4 in the American Conference. Trey Carroll had 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. FAU will visit Tulsa on Saturday at noon. And Saturday, NSU defeated Barry as 2 local teams battled 103-63. MJ Araldi kicking that ass with 23 points and 6 rebounds. Wednesday, they are in the University of Tampa, NSU. 7:30 tip for that one. That is your 3A graphics sports calendar. There you go. The Miami Dolphins ended up getting a break. A huge break, actually. The Las Vegas Raiders have hired Chip Kelly to be their offensive coordinator. Kelly left UCLA as the head coach to become the offensive coordinator of Ohio State. Ohio State obviously won the national title. So now Chip Kelly is going to Las Vegas to be the Raiders offensive coordinator. And as you all know, Darrell Bevell was in the mix for that. I thought he would have the job. I thought he had the inside track since, the history. Something tells me, because I saw the Pete Carroll quote, that he's looking forward. He wanted to have some people he knows, but he also wanted to work with some people that he doesn't know and kind of do things a little different. To me, that's the Tom Brady influence of this whole thing. And when I look at the Chip Kelly thing, I almost feel like Tom Brady must have had a lot of say in, hey, what kind of an offense we're going to run. And, so Kelly, I think, is there more because of him. But in the end, I got to tell you something. The aforementioned Mike McDaniel, he screws Tua over enough as it is with his terrible coaching that if he would have lost Bevell, it's, to me, Bevell's like one of the few bright spots that can help Tua. He needed it. He needed it badly. It would have been not good for Tua to have somebody else. And God forbid, knowing Mike McDaniel, he might even take more of a hands-on approach there and make life even harder for Tua than he already does, dude. But they did get a break at least, because at least Tua will have, for a few years in a row now, he's going to have the same offense, the same quarterbacks coach, all of those kind of things. I think that's really, really big for Tua overall. In the end, we still have Mike McDaniel, so what are we going to do? You know, I can't tell you I have a lot of hope for. Hell, I can't tell you I have any hope whatsoever for Mike McDaniel, to be quite honest. Let's see. What do we have? I think Blue Dodgers checking in from LA. Pat Nashville says, I see no additional shows for Morrissey. Only mention. Oh, really? Is that true, Sean? So only the Hard Rock, huh?
Yeah, I went to the Morrissey site. I don't even see the Hard Rock. I think the Hard Rock is the only one that has that date. There was talk about him doing UK and Europe in March, in April. So maybe
here. He must live here.
Maybe.
I know he has a house in LA, but he must have a house here or something, dude. It's kind of odd that he would just do a one-off here at the Hard Rock. I'm going, bro. I'm going. My buddy's gonna be getting those tickets tomorrow morning. So at one point in the show, you're gonna hear me say, "All right, I'm in. Take the wife, take the daughter. Gotta go, man." That is one that I am definitely not missing Morrissey, man. That's why I wanted to find out if there were more dates, because if not, I would travel. You know, but when I was with Sean in Vegas, I saw him 3 straight nights. Or actually 3 nights and 3 and 4 nights, because there was a night in between. It was night off. What else do we have? Big O, did the Dolphins hire a special teams coach? Yes, they already hired a special teams coach. I forgot his name, and I really don't care. Whatever. Mike McDaniel would be wise to promote Bevel and get in the but he's not going to do that, Pat. You know that, and I know that. Remember, he is the best man for the job. Nobody is more qualified in the building than he is to do this. By the way, I saw the Caitlin Clark jersey retirement over the weekend. Very cool. She went back to Iowa, and some of her former teammates were there, obviously, with the current Iowa team and USC that they were playing. And obviously the coaches came out to talk about her and everything. And then she addressed the fans. They lifted the banner up and all that good stuff. And they were at Iowa's, building, and it's packed, but it's only a 1 level. So I would say, I don't know, could you look it up for me? The exact, like the Iowa game last night for the Caitlin Clark. Tell me what the attendance is, because it's a small arena. I want to say it's a 600 to 7,500 seat arena, probably. You know what I mean? Check out the women's basketball game, Iowa versus USC yesterday. See if they put the attendance. What is it? Because it was a packed house, obviously with Caitlin going to be there and everything. So the WNBA and the Fever are coming back to play a regular season game in Iowa. That's pretty wild. And this is a lady that sells out NBA arenas. WNBA arenas are nothing for Caitlin Clark. She sells out NBA arenas. So I can't imagine the price of that ticket. How many seats is it?
Well, last night had an attendance of 14,998.
Wow, it's that big?
Yeah, maybe 15. I don't know, I guess.
No. It must be like really long and wide, that 1 level, because it's only 1 level. I didn't think it was that many. Wow. Okay. Blew me away. 14,000 people. 14,000 what?
998, just basically 15,000, basically.
Yeah, 15. I did not think it was that much. Wow, that's a pretty big arena for a college team. That's very cool. I thought it was, 6,000-7,000, because there was only 1 level. That's it. It just doesn't look like a big arena from the camera shot. But I guess it must be like, like the old Sombrero or USC that has, it's sprawling, dude. It's like 100 and something rows each You know? Well, yeah, you're in section 10, row 98. Like, holy shit, 98 steps. That kind of stuff. If you've ever been to Red Rocks, I'm just telling you, if you ever go to Red Rocks, be in shape. Okay? Because you're going to be going up a lot of steps just to get to the amphitheater. And then in the amphitheater, you will have more steps depending on where you're sitting. You know what I mean? You could come up from the bottom of the thing or from the top, and then you come back down. You know what I mean? It's pretty interesting when you go to Red Rocks. But be ready to walk a lot of steps, kind of like the LA Coliseum or the old Sombrero. So I guess the Iowa arena is one row, one section, but man, they're deep overall. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see. Maybe Morrissey is a Big O and Sean fan and decided to do a show for you. That could be it. I mean, you know, he knows how much I admire his music. So maybe Morrissey said, you know what? Let's play a special concert for the Alzagari family here. I like it. And if you're going, by the way, you better say hi. Any of you bastards out there that go to the game. I mean, go to the concert. Always reach out to me. Say hi if you see me. Always love to talk to the people that really care and support our show. Don't forget, folks, you can make a donation, speaking of caring for the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you could also make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. So there you go. Steve M., thank you, sir. I know about what Mexico did and the U.S., which is good news for us overall. I'm glad that they don't no tariffs because Americans don't need any tariffs, dude. Nobody needs it. It's not good for Mexicans. It's not good for Canadians. Not good for Americans. By the way, Bitcoin is already almost at 99,000 already. So, you know, just kind of tells you where if you panicked and sold, shame on you. If you stayed calm and cool and said, this is an opportunity, you end up winning in a big time way. In a big time way, dude. Impressive. Impressive stuff. What else? Solana's already back at over $200 to 208. It was like at 192. It's already up 0.35, not even 1% yet. But considering how much it was in the red, that's pretty good to see it. Bitcoin, by the way, is at 0.46 positive now at 99,000. So pretty interesting. Atlas, Polis is up 1% now. It's back over 10 cents. I like it. I like it. I like it. And Caspa's at 1064. So it continues to work its way back to where it was in the 11-cent range. Good for you all if you took advantage of it. Big O Canelo versus Terrence Crawford, September 13th. Great fight. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That'll be fun to watch. I'm going to pull for Terrence Crawford on that one. Pat in Nashville says, I would fly down for a Morrissey show if he didn't cancel so much. Does he really cancel that much? I haven't had that issue with him actually ever. He's never canceled the Miami concert. And when I saw him in Vegas, well, that was a residency. And I saw 3 of those dates. I would tell you, because it's a one-off, I would guarantee you that he's going to play. Okay? I would guarantee you. Now, he does do that shit where, you know, like the other day, he got attacked on stage. He walked off. And I get it, but it's like, you know, that might happen. You know what I'm saying? Although I think in the new Hard Rock, you can't really climb the stage anymore. The one that's here in Miami, you won't be able to get to the stage. I'm pretty sure of that. So that'll be the cool thing. So you'll be fine. I think you can come to this one, Pat. You should, dude. Come on down, bro. We'll go have dinner. Come on down. My treat. We'll go have some dinner, man. You know? That'll be good. You better you know what? You better come on down, bro. Come on. Let's go. Let's hang out. I'll see you for the Toto Men at Work. I'll be there. I'm definitely taking the wife to Toto. And by the way, that Yacht Rock documentary, that shit was one of the best documentaries of music I have ever seen in my life. All of you that kept telling me that I should watch it, thank you for looking out for me, knowing that I love music. And that was phenomenal. Okay. That was just ridiculous. The connection of Steely Dan and Toto to the world of music. Like even a nutbag like me didn't even realize how much. That was just outstanding, dude. What an education that documentary was. It was beautiful, man. Beautiful. Really, really fun. Do you think Garrett comes to Miami? Why would I think he comes to Miami? I'm not exactly sure. They have Jalen Phillips. They just drafted a young pass rusher. They have so many needs at this point in time. I don't think that's the one you're going to spend your money on when you need guards, you need a backup quarterback. You're going to need a defensive tackle. You're going to need a linebacker, not an outside pass rusher, but a middle linebacker. You need a safety. This is not the year where you go after a luxury like that. And you're then going to give up resources, a lot of them that you need in order to sign him and have him on your – because what does he have left? Does he need a contract extension? Let me see something here. What's this? What's it called? Here we go. Let me see. Myles Garrett,
UFA
defensive end.
27.
What's that?
Void UFA in 2027.
Okay. All right. So he's got 2 years left on this deal. So you've got to create $20 million of cap space too for the next 2 years. The money is not a problem, but the cap space is. So you need so many positions. No, I don't. It just doesn't make any sense. You just got a kid in Chop, and then Phillips is coming back. You've got Kamara. You can get another veteran. You've got enough right now on pass rush. You can't spend that kind of money on it.
He's owed $36 million, and then it'll be 21 and 26.
Right. Yeah, no, I see it here. The cap hit's 19.7 this year and 20.3 next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Yeah, those are his cap hits. Now his salaries and options and all that stuff. Yeah, no, but it's all his signing bonuses are done, actually. It was done last year. So he enters at 30 and 31 in the next 2 seasons. Yeah, it'll be a fun trade for somebody, but it won't be the Miami Dolphins. Not in a season like this, where they need other things in a very desperate way. They also need a big back. They need a big receiver. They got a lot of shit. So this Myles Garrett thing, listen, there'll be a lot of Dolphin websites or whatever that they like to talk all that silly shit, stuff that never really happens, but hypotheticals. That's all they do is talk Dolphins. So those are the kind of places that you'll get that, or a beat writer that has no choice but to write about the Dolphins, and then he'll write or she'll write some Myles Garrett story just to appease you all out there. But do I think it'll happen? Not at all. Does it make any sense? Not at all. If you're trying to win and save your jobs, Myles Garrett's not the one that's going to save your job. Okay? So you better fix your problems on offense. You better learn how to call an offensive game. That's what you better learn. Unfortunately, we don't have a big need at running back. Whoever gets Cam Skittlebow will be hitting the jackpot. Okay. Pat says there is a website that tracks all Morrissey cancellations, 9 of 23 last year and 14 of 49 in 23. Sent you a link. Never here in Miami. So that's all I can tell you. Every time he's at a concert here, I bought tickets and it's never been canceled. So none of them in Miami. I'm just telling you. And it's a one-off. It's not even a tour. This tells me I think he lives here, dude. I think he lives here. I think he has some kind of a part-time home here. Because I know he has a home in LA. Who knows? Maybe his home burned down in LA. I have no idea. Or maybe he's not living in LA anymore and he's living here. But I'm pretty sure that if you're doing a one-off like this, you got some kind of tie to Florida, bro. Something. I don't know. I'm going to take that guess. So I would say, come on down. You're still coming to South Florida. We'll hang. You know what you should do? You should look at the dates there on May 17th and see if there's anything else coming in South Florida. Because that way you make it like, a couple days and maybe there's some other shows and things like that. That's what you should do, Pat. In fact, I'm gonna look it up for you right here, right now, and see if there's. I don't know if I do it. Can I? Let me see. Which one do I need here? Because there's a couple I have here, but some of them aren't necessarily the most accurate ones at times. But you should. May 17. That'll be the key, sir. What is on May 17 in South Florida? Sean, can you at least see if you can get me the tour dates of South Florida in May? Because it's hard to find them right away on air like this. May 17th. So right around there, we need to see if we get Pat down here at that time and see if he can visit us and do a little Morrissey. Who knows? There might be some actual decent shows that day. As I puff this doob, I'm hoping the Browns are dumb enough to want T. Hill and trade us Garrett. Yeah. I mean, is he into massages? There's a chance because they're probably going to trade for Justin Tucker soon. So, you got a chance there. By the way, Margaret Cho is here the night before. Dwayne Betts is at the Funky Biscuit on Friday the 16th. Again, I don't know how accurate this is. Oh, shit. Wednesday the 14th. Stained, Breaking Benjamin, and Daughtry. I don't know if you're into any of those. I do like Stained and Breaking Benjamin. Daughtry, Joan Jett and Billy Idol on Tuesday, May 13th. The Damned at Revolution Live. There you go. So there's a couple concerts. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know how accurate that one is. Maybe Sean will get a better list.
I know how you guys are. Welcome to Rockville is May 15th through the 16th or 18th. That's in Daytona, which isn't too far away. The Great Trick Daddy is in Miramar on the 16th.
But Pat, you could go to Rockville for a couple days and then come down to Morrissey. Now that, my friend, By the way, I've been to Rockville, Pat. If you go to Rockville, you must buy VIP tickets. Trust me. You and I are the same. We're spoiled and we're concert snobs, and we want the better seats, and we're like you and I like want to be closer to the band, and we check everything out and all that, because you and I are cut from the same cloth in that sense. You got to get VIP. It's the only way to go. Okay, because then you'll get into those sections that are closer to the stage everywhere. So just in case, if you've never been to Rockville, make sure you get VIPs. You pay a little bit more, but it's actually worth it.
And also, AC/DC is May 16th in Tampa.
Oh, I'll be there. So wait a minute.
Up tour.
So May 6th. So the 16th, I'm watching AC/DC. The 17th, I'm watching Morrissey.
I'm going off what came up here. Those are what.
Well,
you said, right? Breaking Benjamin the 14th.
Yeah. Pat, I already got my tickets for AC/DC. So I don't know if you want to go out to AC/DC on the 16th with us, because you know what? I didn't even realize that my AC/DC tickets are the night before Morrissey. So that's awesome. So we'll hit Burn Steakhouse, we'll see AC/DC, and then we'll see Morrissey the next day. How about that? I like it, man. May is looking good. Love it. Love it. That's fantastic. Damn. Only thing better than that is watching Caspa rebound like a son of a bitch. Wow. That is awesome. It's at 1082 now. Woo, doggy. It went as low as 8, and now it's up to almost 11. Yeah. You got to know how to play this game, man. You play the game the right way, ooh, man, you will end up on top in a big-time way. What else do we have? Big O, I hope, Captain Saki, by the way, he says, I hope McDaniel really uses Jalen right this season. The dude's a stud. Can you imagine the three-headed monster we got in our backfield? I know him, but what are you going to do? I wanted him to use Chris Brooks. You wanted him to use Chris Brooks. We all wanted him to use Chris Brooks. Garrett to the Lions would make a lot of sense. Oh, with the injury to Hutchinson. That's right. That's correct. That might be an interesting one because they're on the brink. So I like that move. That's Big D. That makes a lot of sense, dude. Makes a lot of sense. You are an intelligent football fan. No doubt about that. Let's see. Pat in Nashville's thinking now, huh? He's thinking now, huh? AC/DC. Yeah. There you go. Burn Steakhouse or Rockville. You know, if you got it made in the shade, bro. You can't beat that. You know, you could do Rockville, AC/DC, and Morrissey. You're like, you do that, you're Robert Grieper, my buddy, who is just a concert nut, absolute nut. Goes everywhere. He's constantly traveling. He's the best. Carl says, do you think Miami should try to trade Tyreek to Cleveland for Garrett? Is that like a serious question? Like, seriously, like, is there any part of you that says that's a logical question to even ask, think, contemplate, present? Just wondering. Just wondering. Oh, man. It is the easiest thing to be a media member nowadays. All you got to do is write garbage, and people eat that shit up all day long. It's really amazing. Oh, loaded. Anyway. What else do we have going on? It's when it comes to keeping it clean, right? In the world, you want to keep it clean. You want to try to stay away from all the dirtiness in the world. And that's why I want you to visit my friends at Moody's Dental. You want to clean those teeth. You want to keep that smile. You want to have that beautiful smile for a long, long time. We got 2 amazing offices in Hialeah. I've been going there for a long time. My wife, my daughter, my mother-in-law, 305-821-0231. They do it all, folks, from Invisaligns, dental implants, preventive care, cosmetic surgery. My wife had to have, she lost a tooth in a accident. And the folks at Moody's Dental were able to create a tooth for her to replace it. And she had a gap for a while. Now she's no longer got that gap, and she is extremely happy. When you have crowns, they make the crown for you right there and then. It's amazing. They get the cavity, fill it, empty out everything. They set everything up, and then they take a digital photograph of, the spot that they need to fill. And then they go to a room in the back, and I've gone to see the machine do it. And then obviously it sends, the information to the machine, and then digitally right away, that thing creates the tooth. And like in 10, 15 minutes, it's not, how it is when you go a lot of these places to have a crown. Okay, they measure it, boom, 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 and then they send it out to get it done. And then you come back 2 or 3 weeks later. You know how it is, right? Well, at Moody's Dental, they understand that time is important. So you're there, they'll get the crown done right on the spot. I mean, it really is. So get that clean, beautiful smile, get it back. Call our friends in Hialeah, 305-821-0231. Our entire family goes there, so I trust them with everything, man. Plantation, 954-692-6825. Get your smile back at Moody's Dental and visit them on Instagram at moodies.dental. AC/DC is going to rock. I've got tickets to the Rose Bowl in April. Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see. Mike McDaniel will be fired by the halfway point of the season if they have 5 wins or less. Yeah, I think he'll be fired by halfway or 3/4 of the way of the season. Yeah, so do I. I think it'll happen. I don't know what losses or whatever they'll have, but yeah, I'm not expecting much from Mike McDaniel. I don't think much will change. And the sad part is, I bet you they have a good offseason. Okay? It's just I'm never convinced that guy is a coach. That's my problem with that. Found Morrissey tour dates coming to Atlanta and 2 dates in Florida. Sent you a pic. Really? Wait a minute. Where did you find it? It wasn't on his site. Oh, Reno, Fresno, Bakersfield, San Diego, Rancho Mirage, Tucson, San Antonio, Oklahoma City, St. Louis, Atlanta. Oh, St. Pete and Hollywood. You know I'm going to St. Pete. I just hope it's not the night of the AC/DC concert. I hope it's the night after. Oh, that'll be screwed up, right? Damn. I go to Tampa for AC/DC, come back to Fort Lauderdale for Morrissey, and then go back to Tampa for Morrissey again. That would be kind of screwed up. Oh, God. But I'll do it. Okay. I'll do it. There's no doubt I'll do it. Wow, that is awesome. Well, the St. Petersburg it says Hollywood's the last date. So St. Petersburg definitely is the day before. But is it the day before? Is it 2 days before? Oh man, my luck. It's going to be on the same night of the AC/DC concert. And so I'm only going to see him once. Do we have the dates? Huh? That's the question. Do you have the dates? That's what we need. Pat, you got to give me the date of that St. Petersburg one. I hope it's the 5th. If it's the 15th, I can go up there and stay for 2 days. That would be ideal. I see him on the 15th. I see AC/DC on the 16th, and then I come back down and see Morrissey on the 17th. That way I can do the shows up there. That would be cool if we can pull that off. Kosa says, Big O, I disagree with you vigorously about the northern border. Please consider it. Perhaps not as many drugs come through, less, but it's significant. Bro, it's less than 1%. It's 0.2% of the fentanyl that comes into the country comes through that border. 0.2%. What is there to disagree with? 0.2%. Not even 1/4%. You don't put tariffs on a country that is doing an excellent job at the border. Something's going to get through, bro. Okay? 0.2% is what some dope head's going to cross the border with. Give me a break, dude. And less than 1% of the immigrants go through there. It's all in the southern border. Kosa, you know what you need, bro? You need facts. That's what you need. You need to learn the facts. What we're doing to our Canadian friends it's wrong on every level. The Mexican side, Trump is right on that one. You got to go balls out on that border. That border is a disaster. The northern border is not a disaster, bro. That's bullshit. It's horseshit. It's just horseshit. And by the way, even after that, they still spent $1.4 billion to even improve the border, even though barely anything gets through. Come on, dude. So you can disagree all you want, but you're so wrong, it's not even funny. You're ridiculously wrong. People stop believing everything here. No one wants Hill and can't trade. Yeah, that's just silliness. That fans sometimes they just, they're fans, bro. Canada put tariffs right back. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Hold on a second, because Trump said he was going to talk to Mexico and Canada last night. He talked to Mexico and they settled. So the U.S. is not putting any sanctions. Mexico's not putting any sanctions. They put it off for 1 month. Obviously, Trump told her, I want you to bring troops to the border. They're bringing 10,000 troops to the border, or 10,000 soldiers. That's fantastic. And so they put it off for a month. So now they're going to see how it goes in the border, and if they shut it down, he's not going to put any tariffs. That's great. That's it. That's fine. If you use it as a negotiating ploy, that's fantastic. The part that sucks is that you shock the markets, and people, panic and sell and they lose money, and you feel bad for those people, That's the only thing that I feel bad. But what we're doing to our Canadian friends, it's not fair. The Mexican side, I have no problem with. No problem. Trump's doing the right thing on the Mexican side. The Canadian side, I disagree with. But, whatever, bro. It is what it is. Let's see. I'm very behind live show. Good. The sad thing is McKenzie ran away, and Allen and Greer are going to get canned because of that clown McDaniel. Yeah. And I've told several people in that building, you guys are doing a good job. It's just you guys hired the wrong coach. That's all. You hired the wrong coach. You guys hired the wrong coach. And that's it. It's the sad part, man. Sucks. Absolutely sucks. It hurts to see what's going on, because this team should have won easily 3 or 4 more games, and look what ends up happening, which is just unacceptable on every level, So remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. You can also make a donation on PayPal too. You can send in your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of good stuff there, and we always appreciate that. Thursday, by the way, we'll be at Hialeah Park, broadcasting live, having some fun, and I'm sure that Steve Calavo will be with the Wise Guy Picks. Well, you know what? I got to look at some of the props for the Super Bowl too, because we only have, the line to go off of. And by the way, where is it at right now? I already bet the Chiefs -1.5. I'm wondering, has it changed at all? Let me see. No, still 1.5 minus for the Chiefs. So I already did that. Now, if somehow or another it goes down and it's less, then I will do what I did last week. I will add more, to the bet. So it's cool. Did you get any dates, Pat, for that St. Pete one? Because now I'm like interested to find out if it's the day before or 2 days before, which would be freaking awesome if it's 2 days before. I am crossing my fingers for 2 days before. That would be freaking fantastic if it's 2 days before. Let's see. What else do we have? No dates listed that I can find. Okay. Oh, well. All right. What can I tell you? By the way, I am not seeing any major news coming across the wire. Was just trying to see if there's anything new outside of the Myles Garrett trade request. I haven't seen anything on the basketball side since we're all waiting for Jimmy Butler, who continues to. Jimmy is just a person that is selfish, self-centered. The sad part is that many ended up falling for the con job from him, thinking that he was Heat culture. And he wasn't Heat culture. He was just manipulating the situation to the best of his ability, and he did. And once, like everything, he will show his true colors. And as time has gone on, he just chooses to abuse the situation more and more, like not working during the regular season and not trying. Obviously, not in the kind of shape that he can stay healthy. On top of all of that, and then all the selfish things that he does on his own, where he's not traveling with the team or not in the same hotel, or having his agent in the building and all that kind of stuff, the stuff that has never been part of the Heat culture. And I'm sure it's going to end with that too at the same time. You know what I'm saying? The sad part is that this thing could drag out for another year, because this asshole talks a lot of shit, but he's not going to end up doing what he says, because he can't test free agency without the Heat either trading him so he can have, he can get that extended contract. If he becomes an outright free agent, nobody is going to give him the kind of money that he wants, because nobody's going to have that cap space, including Phoenix. They won't be able to offer him that contract if they can't do it through a trade. So that's where it gets technical. And then that's where he knows he can save at least this $52 million by locking it in with the Heat. And then you've got to deal with this all year long next year. So do you deal with Jimmy all year next year, or do you bite the bullet and take in Bradley Beal? And, I never wanted Bradley Beal. As if anybody follows this show, when Bradley Beal was up for a contract, there's a lot of you out there wanted Bradley Beal. I never was a Bradley Beal fan. I just I looked at him as a soft player. I never thought he was a dog. Sometimes you have to be careful with players that are on bad teams and they put up a lot of points and stats on bad teams. Well, that's because there's nobody else there to take shots. So that person is never really tested as a leader, as a tough guy. And in key moments, you never really learn about them, And then when you get them in another environment like what he's in, now you start learning about who they really are. And to me, I always thought he was soft. So I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? And it's disturbing to hear when Ira came on that maybe, and he's around them a lot more. And maybe he's hearing that we may have no choice but to, deal with Beal. You know what I'm saying? Now, one caveat that Ira said that I thought was very interesting is that he thinks that he could talk him out of the no trade clause. So you lift your trade clause to come to Miami, but then you eliminate the trade clause while you're here. I don't know if they're going to be able to do that. I would not if I'm Bradley Beal. Because, okay, you're trading me to Miami. I'm in a great organization, all that stuff. But I don't want to be traded then after that to, whatever. Memphis, Grizzlies. Well, Memphis is a pretty good team, or Sacramento, let's go. Okay? I don't want to go there. I don't want to go to Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I have a hard time believing that he's going to be able to convince them to drop the no trade clause. That one's going to be tough. But the way Jimmy has handled this, it's just he's terrible, dude. He's just a bad dude. Sad part is that too many here fell for a lot of his bullshit. Josh says, shaking my head at Jimmy Butler. He could have shut up and played. It would have helped his stock, but Jimmy is being Jimmy. Exactly. If he shuts up and just plays and leaves it open, somebody actually gives him the contract. Now, Josh, maybe it's more like what I'm saying. He can't do that anymore. He can't go and play Jimmy ball for 20, 30, 50 games straight and show people that he's that guy because his body will break down. And I think he knows that. So that's why, to me, this is a complete con when it comes to Jimmy Butler. Nothing more, nothing less. An absolute con job. So what can I tell you, man? Very, very frustrating. By the way, we're going to be at Toyota of Hollywood, and we will be there next Wednesday. We're always there the second Wednesday of the month. So just to give you a little bit of a heads up, we'll be out there with Herbie and the friends hanging out. It's funny because I've got a real dilemma now. I'm going to get a new car at the end of the year, okay? And I'm definitely getting an SUV, okay? The new Tundras are freaking awesome for Toyota. And so I'm looking at the Tundras. In fact, my neighbor across the street from me got a brand new Tundra. It's a gray Tundra, and it is freaking badass, dude. And I'm getting an SUV or a truck. I'm not getting a car anymore. I'm never buying another car again because of climate change and all that and flash floods and all that. Cars are, for me, are riskier to have now. I think you're better off trying to have something that's a little bit more elevated. And I've normally never really been an SUV truck guy. You know what I mean? I'm cool with a car, but I'm going in that direction now. So I got the Tundra that I love from Toyota. I got the ZDX from Acura. Okay. And in the Zen family, they also have Subarus. And Subaru is a great car also. But they have an SUV now. Have you seen the Solterra, Sean? The SUV, the Solterra? Have you ever seen it? Check it out, bro. It's actually it's a really cool looking SUV. And so I'm like, damn, dude, I don't know what to do now. So at the end of the year, I'll be like, I know I'm going to take test drives on all of them and, you know, positives and negatives and all that. Although I don't know if there's a negative in any of them, but damn, dude. But the only negative for me now is I'm not getting a car anymore. Only because of weather nowadays. You know, if I wasn't in a part of the world where we don't see flooding, which we do see flooding here, then maybe. But at this point, man, yeah, I'm going to keep it that way. You know, Ocala Joe. Thank you, sir, for the love on Cash App. For the man who never has a dip. Bam. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you big time. Thank you, Ocala Joe. Very nice of you, sir. What else? Ray, thank you, my friend. Love on Venmo. He says, happy Monday. Some ETH for my favorite show. I'm in love with this opportunity we're having. I got some Caspa at 7 last night. This opportunity is a gift to load up. Amen. So did I, bro. I ended up at 7.9 and 8.1. That was absolutely sweet, dude. Sweet to load up. By the way, did we get back to 11 cents already for Caspa? Because it is flying back up again, which is beautiful. Let me see. I don't think we're there yet. 10.71. Getting there. But to get down to like Bray, he bought it at 7 and 8 and like either 7 or 8 cents like I did, and now we're approaching 11 again. That's a hell of a turnaround already at this point. It's beautiful. Star Atlas already up 3%. The Polis. I love it. John Rouse is in the house. He says, always get the truck. Well, you've always been a truck guy. In fact, I saw you bought a truck at Toyota of Hollywood. I remember years ago when we were in the pandemic era. You bought a truck because I remember Bill was our producer at that time, and I remember I think you brought us even Pastellis and everything. You're the best. Another one, John Rouse is another one of those people that truly cares about the platform, and that's been the best part. Josh, who I see there, another one that, comes to the appearances all the time, obviously. So, plus he's married to the president of the show. So, Alexa is the president. Without her, we got no president. Oh. We're without royalty. We can't do that. Can't be without the royalty. Gotta have the royalty. By the way, Ethereum is already back over $2,700. It's pretty sick because it was at 2,400 at one point. So nice job for those of you also that took advantage of that ETH dip too. I haven't visited you, Big O. Well, Relentless, I appreciate the support. You're always here. Hit the like button, please. I appreciate you. Jeremy's another one. I see a lot of the same names there, and I appreciate all of you out there, man. I know which are the people that actually care and really support our show, and the ones that don't care, right? The idiots that pop, oh, you're playing too many commercials. It's like, no, we don't actually. Oh, because you're listening at the beginning. I always laugh with those people, Those are the people that are just out for themselves and they don't really care and they don't really want to be a part of the family. Big Cheese. We love talking about Billy and Gary and all the amazing people out there at BigCheeseMiami.com, 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. Get on down there and go treat yourself to some delicious Italian food. And by the way, their pasta is shipped from Italy. And they only use the highest ingredients, the best quality out there. It's still family servings. Okay, so be ready. Bring an appetite. It's not like one of these places that gives you less and less and less every year and they charge you more and more and more. No. Hell, they haven't even raised their prices in forever. Go check it out. Go to BigCheeseMiami.com, 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. The service is second to none. The food is amazing. The garlic rolls, oh, they are mouth-watering. And go try that delicious pasta, man. You are going to love it. The sauteed chicken, the baked ziti, you name it, the chicken francais, the shrimp pasta, the pizzas. Oh, so good, man. Go check it out. BigCheeseMiami.com. And appreciate all of you out there. All right, we thank the great Sean Stanley, of course, mastering this program and this entire platform. We appreciate all of you for tuning in. We shall see you tomorrow morning. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.